Opinion, not a vibecession. Canadian living standards are declining. It's housing. Stupid. House prices are not included in inflation numbers. But we all feel the pain of rising housing prices and mortgage rates. Unless you already own your place outright, it's not a vibe, it's reality. In brief, new data from Statistics Canada shows that Canadian living standards are declining. From July to September 2024, after adjusting for inflation, the Canadian economy, as measured by GDP, grew by 0.3%, yet per-person GDP, an indicator of living standards and incomes, actually fell by 0.4%. How can the economy grow while living standards decline? Canada's rapid population growth, fueled by high levels of immigration, means the overall economy has increased in size but per-person GDP has not. During the same 3-month period, July to September, Canada's population increased by 0.6%, or 250,229 people, outpacing the rate of economic growth. Not merely a one-off. This continues a historic decline in Canadian living standards over the last 5 years. Despite any claims of a vibecession, Canadians remain mired in an actual recession in their standard of living. Freeland's comments once again prove this government is disconnected from the reality many Canadians face. And a reminder that the word vibecession came out of the mouth of our Minister of Finance. Government sold everybody out for cheap labor. Stop acting like you guys don't know the reason why this is happening. It's so embarrassing that this word came out of our very own Minister of Finance. Just shows you how out of touch the government is with Canadians. I'm not sure. It seems more like a widening wealth gap more than anything. Some people went to every night of Taylor Swift. I know it's anecdotal and this is just one example. Oh Canada. Trump teases Canadian takeover with outrageous AI pic. That mountain peak is the Matterhorn in Switzerland. He's just trying to annex Switzerland for Canada, guys. As people have pointed out, that's the Matterhorn he's standing in front of. This is Switzerland. It's gonna be a long 4 years. With the media headlining and showcasing every insane utterance and stupid decision from the orange con man. This is the same guy who tried to buy Greenland, so it's definitely not entirely a joke. He obviously sees territorial expansion as a way to one-up recent presidents since everything is a contest to him. Of course the reality is much more complicated than he imagines it, and it's gonna end up a side note. Just like the Greenland thing. But it's not all a joke. This dude is crazy. This fucker is so cringe, damn. Tesla Cybertruck immediately dies in Canadian winter. Owner bricks the truck trying to use the defroster. Says, in love to heartbroken on the same day. This post appears to relate to the province of Alberta. As a reminder of the rules of this subreddit, we do not permit negative commentary about all residents of any province, city, or other geography. This is an example of prejudice. And prejudice is not permitted here. https://www.reddit.com/r/canada/wiki/rules set soumission semble concerner la province d'Alberta. Selon les règles de ce sous répertoire. Nous n'autorisons pas les commentaires négatifs sur tous les résidents d'une province, d'une ville ou d'une autre région géographique. Il s'agit d'un exemple d'intolérance qui n'est pas autorisé ici. https://www.reddit.com/r/canada/wiki/règles And this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit. Message compose to =r Canada if you have any questions or concerns. times. Another new owner in Ontario on the news tonight pointed out the slit above the front bumper that contains the headlights fills with snow both in use and sitting, so yeah, not optimal. Greater than Rob Roth is a brand new Cybertruck owner from Alberta, Canada, and says his heart is broken after his truck completely fell apart less than 24 hours into ownership. Greater than Rob adds that the Cybertruck bricked itself as he was attempting to defrost the truck before driving it. Greater than Rob shared his story on the Tesla Cybertruck Canada group on Facebook and simply titled it, "Heartbroken." Greater than here is what he wrote. Greater than, I picked up my Cyberbeast yesterday afternoon, drove 2 hours home, and had a blast driving it last night with friends and family. This morning, I defrosted it and drove to work. At lunchtime, the defrost did not engage. 46% battery left. Would not go into drive or reverse. Started giving me errors, warnings, and then shut right down. Greater than this is not an ideal situation for a truck with a starting price of $165,999 in Canada. That last line really got me. $166,000 for a worthless piece of metal if I have $166K to buy a fancy truck that can survive the harsh Edmonton winter. I'll just get a tricked out F-150 or something like that. If I had that kind of money to blow, I sure as hell wouldn't be spending it on something that looks like a Pontiac Aztek and a DeLorean had a baby. $166,000. You could buy an F-350 King Ranch and still have $30,000 left over. Congrats, you spent approximately $200K for an oversized paperweight. I seen one of these the other day in my sleepy corner of Canada. And pictures don't do it justice. Damn thing is fugly in person. I actually think most Teslas look pretty good. Not the Cybertruck though. GST holiday flops. Majority says it's not much help, purely electoral, as Liberal popularity drops. Who waits until December 15th to start Christmas shopping, especially with a postal strike? It's not help. It's like $50 over 2 months for us. And it's an obvious vote-buying tactic, just like Doug in Ontario. I'd happily donate that amount of money to anything that would help improve services. Everything he does at this point only make the party worse and make us hate him even more. His moves are too obvious and too naive. People are just done with Trudeau and it shows. Too bad he's willing to take the LPC down with him. I just don't understand how it is going to work. Does every POS needs to be reprogrammed? He is desperately trying to buy popularity and votes. He knows he is done. The majority of the country is done with him. He has had 9 years to prove himself and build a strong Canada, and he has ruined it. Air Canada to bar carry-on bags for lowest fare customers. As much as I hate the slowdowns caused by carry-on baggage, by taking something away without reducing the price or offering something in return, this just feels like further enshittification of the flying experience. Wait till the day they base fare prices based on weight in. It'll be like the UFC, where you need to weigh in on the flight and you'll pay more if you're heavier. It'll never get cheaper if you're lighter than the average though. Air Canada is not a cheap airline. It's preposterous that they are doing this because their base fares are so expensive to begin with. But alas, as usual, Canada has given Air Canada monopoly status. So they can do whatever they want to Canadians and they have to take it. Gigantic cargo pants it is then. This won't backfire at all, as they started charging for luggage. Carry-on baggage increased, and beyond reasonable levels, they start banning carry-on baggage. People are just going to wear their clothing in layers and stuff their pockets. The obvious fix is to bring back 1 free bag per ticket. I'd be happy if they just enforced the 1 carry-on rule.